not the general election, the primary system, these parties put lots of money behind the socialist candidates. Now, if you have 5 candidates running as Democrats and 5 running as Republicans, the party nominee, that is the person who's been chosen by the bosses, is the one they put the money behind. So it looks like you have a free election, but you really don't, because the guy who gets the publicity is the one who's been endorsed by the party bosses sitting in Washington, D.C., or sitting in New York somewhere, in both parties. The net result of that system is that when the primary is over, you wind up with socialist candidate A and socialist candidate B. When November comes, what you have is 2 socialists who are going to increase the size of government. So it doesn't matter whether you vote for the Democrat or the Republican. So the question becomes, how do you stop it? Well, the way to stop it is in the primary system, and this is what I'm about. We are going to run 3 candidates for each congressional office. One is a Democrat, one is a Republican, and one is an independent. And these candidates are going to be pledged to do one thing, and only one thing. They're going to be pledged to vote no on everything. Now, the reason for voting no is that every bill that comes up is designed to increase the size, the cost, the power, or extend the reach of government. If you take a look at any bill passed in the last session of Congress, or the one before, or the one before, you can't hardly find one which will reduce the size of government. Well, the reason for putting up these candidates in the primary is so that the citizens will have a choice between more government or less government. That's what your choice is. Your choice is not between a so-called Democrat or so-called Republican. It's not between a so-called liberal or conservative. Your choice is between having more government, which you can get by doing nothing, or having less government, which requires that you pick out a candidate who is going to vote no on everything. Now, if we can overcome this liberal bias, or this bias in the primary system, and get the citizens to understand that if you want less government, you've got to pick a candidate who's going to vote no. If we can overcome that bias and get citizens to do that, that means that in November, you will actually have a genuine choice of whether you want more government or whether you want less government. That's your choice. We've been deprived of that choice for years. There really has been no choice. We've been getting liars, crooks, and lawyers running for office. Now, a person would say, well, if you vote on everything, you'll get nothing done. That's good, because everything being done increases the size and the cost and the power of government. It's time to stop the growth. Once you stop the growth of government, the next step is to begin rolling it back. Every year, the government has increased in power, increased in size. We should roll it back in exactly the reverse fashion in which the increases occurred. Now, what that means is this, that let's say in 1994, all of the increases which were made in 1993 will be eliminated. In 1995, all of the increases for 1992, which is the corresponding reciprocal year, will be eliminated. In 1996, all of the increases in the federal budget and in the federal government, which were put in 1991, will be eliminated. It has taken the communists, and I do mean communists, since Franklin Roosevelt, 60 years to build up this massive federal bureaucracy. It won't take us that long to get rid of it,